When to walk away like a queen. Actually, when to walk away like a black swan queen. I'll be back right after this to talk about the importance of knowing when to walk away from a situation or a relationship that you have been in. And yes, I'm wearing a crown, honey, to signify the celebrations of the Jubilee, Platinum Jubilee celebrations, which we're having right here in the UK. And I'm hoping you're seeing us wherever you're coming from and we're joining in the celebrations, just to remind you of how much of a queen you are and how to walk away as a queen. I'll be right back just after this. Well, hello, beautiful swans. Welcome to another session with me, your head coach, Unique Subanda at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. Okay, I'm going to take off my crown now, but the whole idea was just to really remind you of how innately you are built as queens, and the fact that you follow Black Swan Relationship Academy means that you are an extraordinary, profound, unique queen. So my name is Unique Swanda and I am your head coach and style concierge here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. And today I will be talking about when to walk away and how to know it's time to walk away and how to do it. Before I go ahead, do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions to ask, do ask them in the comments below. So, now that we're all awake in this new age and we're loving ourselves and we're learning that sometimes a relationship is not mandatory to everyone. We all don't have to be in relationships, and sometimes being single is actually better than being in a relationship. And we always teach you to make sure you match yourself with someone who meets your core needs. But what if you, because of late we've kind of been seeing a lot of questions about women who've been in relationships for more than 2, 3, 4 years, and we always say, look, it's really down to you as a person. How long is too long, right? I personally have a 1-year caveat of being exclusive. In that time, it's me really questioning not only the man that I'm in a relationship with, but myself. Asking myself, do I want to be with this person? It's not about him. So we never are really ever waiting for a ring, and we're never ever having to deal with that whole saying of better the devil you know than the one that is out there. We're never really dealing with that situation. So sometimes we're always dealing with our internals, with what is going on within me. You assess the relationship. And I think we've mentioned it before, where exclusivity does not mean you're going to get the ring. Yes, we want the ring. Yes, we want to make sure that we've chosen well and it ends in a marriage, but not everything always ends up like that. And we have to start learning to be okay with that. We have to start learning to be okay that not all relationships are going to make it down the aisle. Not all relationships are going to be forever. We've been in friendships, we've been in jobs. We have not wanted to stick to the same job 24/7 way past the time I was supposed to. That's why there is something called a retirement age, because we all understand some things just have to come to an end. In the same way, some relationships have a natural end, and it is okay. It's just now knowing when to walk away. The when is really to do with you. Is this person meeting your core needs? You're always assessing the relationship. We always say that get to know the person in all 4 seasons: summer, autumn, winter, spring. Get to know what they're like when things are bright, when things are shiny, when things are new, when things are springing forth in spring. Get to know them through that phase. It takes about 3 months. Get to know them in the summer when, you know, the plants are all, everything is blooming and everything's just beautiful, everything is bright and everything looks like it's got a chance. Get to know them in the autumn when the leaves start to go a bit brown and things start to fall off. The masks start to fall off and you start to see how big the iceberg you're dealing with really is. Get to know them in the winter when things get really cold and tough. Get to know someone in all seasons of the relationship, which is why normally we would advise you, again, as This is a generalization. Do not come for me in the comments. I know we have had people who are in long-term relationships. That is your choice, honey. We are not coming out for you. All I'm saying is get to know someone in all 4 seasons, which is why personally, and within the Black Swan Relationship Academy, we generally advise you to get to know someone for a year as your boyfriend, as exclusive, and really find out. We also give you tools on how to speak and really ask questions that are necessary for you to find out who this person really is within a short amount of time. Now, on to the whole thing about you being a queen and a swan. The whole thing about being a queen is knowing how to move. Queens do not just, speak anyhow, move anyhow. As we're celebrating the Platinum Jubilee celebration, I've recently moved to the center of London. I live in Covent Garden now, and I've literally been seeing all the pomp and the celebration, the preparation, everything that goes towards celebrating this big event, because our queen has been in rulership for 70 years. So it's the Platinum Jubilee celebration. It's a long time. It takes a lot of time to prepare and plan for this. So even when they did the Jubilee, pretty much any celebration that we've had, it has taken time to prepare. And as we know in the Bible, we say Queen Sheba went to Solomon to inquire of him and check him out. Check him out and see, what are you about? Like they say that you're one of the wisest men and the richest men in the world. Let's see what you got, what you're on about. Exclusivity is not about you campaigning. It is not a campaign trail. Because at the end of the day, darling, you are the prize, you are the queen. Therefore, a king has to petition you. A king has to request for you to be in his presence. A queen has to find himself worthy for you to deem him and gift him with your presence. In the time that you are exclusive, this is when you want to really dig into who this person is. Because we always say you only see a fraction, this much, of this whole person. So all you're seeing is what the person wants to show you. When the masks are off during the winter season, you want to be able to see if this person is for you. Someone can promise you commitment and stick with it for a year, but we have to watch the actions. We have to watch the actions to see that, you know what, yeah, I could live with that, because most of the time they're going to be 10 times more. And the thing is, truth is, people always fall back to pattern. That's why I would say give the relationship time. People always fall back to pattern. And if this person has exclusively told you that they do not want a commitment, they do not want to be in a long-term relationship, nor do they want to get married, we should have been out of it a long time ago. So I'm really talking about the ones that are now assessing and seeing that, okay, I'm not really seeing any signs of commitment. I'm not really seeing anything tangible for me to say, okay, no, I can actually move forward. I'm not really seeing any word, any substance to his word. I'm not seeing the follow through. So this is how to really actually step up and do this. Most of the time we say we don't want to be causing anyone wahala or any fight. So wahala is just trouble. We don't want to cause any trouble. All it is as long as we are clear about our communication and we inform our man that we have come to a point where we are ready to leave. We are ready to walk away. When you are ready to walk away, it's okay to actually verbalize and say, I'm ready to leave. It's okay to love someone and still let them go. Because at the end of the day, honey, we're not doing all of that. I'm going to stick around till I get the ring. Because at the end of the day, if you are the prize, honey, you're the one who's still vetting the men. We always say that sometimes we forget to continue to vet the men when we're now in the relationship. It's a continual vetting. Even when you are married, honey, it's a continual vetting. And it really helps his masculine energy as well. So there's this whole thing about, I'm sure you've heard Chengi say in one of her videos, be a challenge but not challenging. In being a challenge, you're always keeping a man wanting to pursue you. And it's in the way you compose yourself as a high value feminine woman. There's also in the way you address him as a king, the way you bring peace into his environment, the way you bring comfort into his environment, the way he's able to trust your heart, and you show yourself as a woman who can be trusted and who can be who a masculine man wants to look after. And when it comes to a point where you see that it's not being reciprocated, it's not protecting you, he's not providing for you, he is not he's not there for you in the same way, and you're being taken for granted, it's time to walk, honey. If your needs are not being met, honey, it's time to walk. It is time to get out of there. I know our emotions can get all tangled up, and remember, a queen does not deal and function most of the time from just her headspace. Yes, she uses her heart as well, but when it's time to make decisions, honey, you need to use your head. If you kind of look at Queen Elizabeth, there's so many things and scandals that has happened within her family, but she has had to rule from a headspace of she is the leader of a nation. You will not hear her say anything about her children. You will not hear her say, it's always hearsay, but you will never hear it coming from her mouth. So no one can ever say or badmouth Queen Elizabeth and say she said this about so and so. And that is how we move as queens, honey. We move in silence. Because silence cannot be interpreted. And when you're ready to move, you literally just pack your bags, honey, and you go. And you let him know that thank you so much for the time we've had. I've learned so much. There's no need to cause any friction, no need to cause any upset. You just let him know that you do feel that this is where your journey ends, and you exit. He may beg, he may not. He may come for you. He may ask for you to return. But that is a story for another video. But right now, all I'm saying is we need to get to a point where when you know your needs are not being met, you get up and go. Because you staying in there is you saying, I agree to this behavior. I agree to the way you treat me. I agree to the lack of commitment. I agree to the fact that you never keep your word. I agree to the fact that you cannot provide for me. I agree to the fact that you won't provide for me. I agree to the fact that you don't protect me. I agree to the fact that you won't protect me. And also, when you are a lone parent as well, most men will show you in that they will not really show any wanting to connect with your children, because at this point they've met your children, they've met your friends, they've met your surroundings. They're not really willing to involve you in their life as much. So you know when to, and most of the time we know we shouldn't be in that situation, but we stay. But you have to remember, your complacency in not wanting to move is saying and giving the message that I'm okay with this behavior and it will continue. People only change when you let them know what is expected of them. And even if they don't change, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to say, this is the kind of thing I will not be doing. It's perfectly okay. Because guess what, honey? There is someone out there who will want to show you and appreciate you the way you need to be appreciated. I recently heard something that I thought was very poignant to kind of end this video. It's like, when a man understands you and loves you in the way you need to be loved, they will cater to what you need because they will know they'll get the same. It's like when you have a fish, you're not going to take the fish out of water to cuddle it because you need a hug and you love cuddling and you love being held. You're going to drown not drown the fish. You're going to suffocate the fish because it cannot survive out in air. You loving the fish means you need to leave it in the water and give it the food it needs in the environment that it is in. Although it is also in your environment, but in you looking after it, and you understand that that is how it needs to breathe and that is how it needs to stay alive. That is what a man needs to do for you. They need to be able to make sure that they provide and keep a safe environment for you to exist, because feminine energy really thrives when it is being protected, when it is being nourished, when it is being looked after, as well as when it is being provided for, when a safe space is being provided. And remember, this is not only just physical things I'm talking about or finances. I'm also talking about emotional support. When you are being provided with emotional support, when you're being provided with mental support, when you're being provided even with physical support in most cases. Every feminine woman thrives and is able to flow and relax in their femininity. So with that said, if there's anything that resonates with you, and also wishing you an amazing weekend, amazing holiday for those of you who are in the UK, and those of all our friends who are abroad. I hope you can join us and watch the celebration somewhere on your TV. And I will be back in another video, and we'll talk about it a little bit more about the whole getting up and going. And if you think you want to have a little bit more conversations with me, or if you're facing that situation where you're not sure, should I walk away or should I stay in this, book a discovery call with me. All the links are in the description box below, and I will see you on another video. You are loved, and happy holidays. See you soon. Bye.
Well done for coming to the end of this video. What I want to ask you is, what have you learned? What is your takeaway? And what are you going to start practicing right away? Those 3 things are how you are going to get the best out of every class here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. Please put it in the comments so that we can all have a look. So I can have a look, the coaches can have a look, and I promise you, we read every comment. We may not be able to reply to every comment, but we read all your comments, and we want to see how you are growing. And we will see you on the next video.